Welcome to my review of Neva, a game that uses beautiful art and sound to take players through a story filled with themes of loss, companionship, and the cycle of life without the use of text or voice narrative. From the developers of Gris, Neva invites players into a hauntingly beautiful world that will grip you from the opening cutscene. You'll play Alba, who is mother to a beautiful wolf named Neva, as they embark on a thrilling adventure through a rapidly decaying world. As Alba and Neva explore the world, its state becomes increasingly grim and forces them to make choices that will define their futures. Creative director Conrad Rosett explained in a player guide provided to press that Neva is about the relationship between a parent and their child. In addition, Rosett also wanted to examine the environmental changes Earth is facing, such as climate change, social unrest, and the recent COVID-19 pandemic. They use these real-life themes to inspire how they might impact the world Alba and Neva live in. Neva has 2 difficulty modes. Adventure mode is the standard platforming experience where Alba can die, and is a challenge for most players. Story mode focuses on the narrative over combat, without death, and with slightly easier challenges. Alba can still die in story mode, but only in chase sequences. Story mode also has an aim assist and some light jump assistance. I played Neva on adventure mode, and as someone who loves platformers but isn't necessarily good at them, I found the game challenging but not frustrating. Neva's gameplay was fun and engaging. There was a good balance between puzzles Alba had to solve to move forward and battle. Finding all of the collectibles and getting all of the achievements for the game was a more enjoyable experience than most platformers in my opinion. Neva's art style takes Gris's and dials it up to 11. The use of color in each chapter is impactful and makes a bold statement towards the end of the game. Each new chapter is like playing in a different watercolor painting, each more hauntingly beautiful than the last. There were many times where I stopped to look at something, appreciate the art, and admire its beauty. With its articulate sound design, Neva brings out the emotion in every scene and amplifies it. Whether you are walking through the woods and listening to chirping birds or running through a terrifying scene filled with enemies, the sound design and soundtrack create a symphony and cadence that tells a story without using words. Speaking of the story, Neva's story is where the game really shines, but the gratification isn't instant. The game's developers left a lot to the imagination intentionally. It is up to the player to draw conclusions between the enemies, themes, and experiences Alba and Neva go through. Bring your tissues, because from the very first cutscene, this game will rip out your heart, throw it on the ground, and stomp on it, and you'll be thankful for it. This game affected me emotionally in a way that no game ever has before. If you're wondering what that means, I sobbed for a solid 15 minutes after the game ended and then contemplated how I was ever going to play another video game ever again. Nomada's ability to tell a story without the use of written text or spoken word is one of my favorite things about their games. I loved it in Gris, and I loved it even more in Neva. This is the second time I have let them rip my soul from my being and shake it like a rag doll, and I'll let them do it over and over again if they keep creating games that are as beautiful as this one. My rating for Neva is an unapologetic 10 out of 10 would let it rip my heart out again. I will never forget it. The art, gameplay, soundtrack, sound design, and the way Neva successfully delivered an emotionally driven and beautiful narrative without using text or voice narration makes it my favorite game of 2024 so far. Neva launches on Tuesday, October 15th for $19.99 on PC, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox consoles. The game will take approximately 5 hours to complete with an additional 1 to 2 hours if you want all of the achievements. While I didn't complete Neva in one setting, I do recommend taking the time to at least experience the story in one session. Grab your tissues and a snack and enjoy Neva, one of the most impactful and beautiful games of 2024.